Hi, welcome back. So in this session, we are going to discuss about Helm hands-on, right? How to install, how to configure, how to deploy the Helm packages and how to uninstall, right? So as I stated a couple of times, we have our GitHub ID Cloud and Loud. For this Kubernetes training, you stick with Kubernetes _admin_ training repository. For this class, you go to this folder class 13-helm and there is a text file called command.txt, right? So to do this hands-on lab, you need to have one Kubernetes cluster in any of the Google Cloud provider, or you have some public IP address associated, then you can create the Kubernetes cluster in that environment, right? So if you have AWS, you can create AWS EKS cluster. If you have Azure, you can create Azure EKS cluster. Since I have Google Cloud, so I'm going to create one cluster GKE. So I'm going for Google Cloud. So if you bring down, there's a Kubernetes engine, click cluster, you will get this screen. So go and create, and you can create a standard cluster. Wait for a few seconds so that you can say create. Automatically the standard cluster will be created. Yes. So if you want, you can change the name. I'm going to leave it with as it is since we are learning. Say create. It will take some time. Okay, we will wait till it's created. Once it's created, we'll proceed with all. In the meantime, I want to explain a couple of things. So in previous class, we have discussed about a couple of commands, right? Initializing everything. So you need to understand the difference, version 2, version 3 Helm, right? Version 2 and version 3, there is couple of things are deprecated. Okay, if you are going to stick with version 3, then this command most of the time you will not get it. If you are going to start with version 2, then of course this will be. So whenever you are learning any tool, make sure the documentation what you have in front of you according to the version or not. Okay, this is major confusion with everyone. And we will go another one. I want to show you here. So this, many people, the Helm, the one common confusion is how to remember all this directory, folder structure, and each and every file. There is a syntax. We cannot remember. We are a fresher. We are a beginner. We just started our learning, right? So here, chart.yaml and even requirements.yaml, values.yaml. So all this file, it has to be in one folder structure. In templates directory, there could be a couple of YAML files, right? So you can have a simple command, say helm create and project name or application name or package name. This folder structure will be created, and the default recommended files also will be created. In each file, there is a syntax also will be populated. All you need to do is you need to modify according to your need. That's it. This is very, very easy. We will see in hands-on. And also one more thing I just want to show you is here in this files. Okay, so you can change any parameter. How do we ensure the folder structure is according to the expectation? Let's wait for some time. The cluster once it's created, if you go here, this previous classes we have seen, right? The same way, if you take this service section alone and create a service.yaml, but without values, it should be a dynamic values. We will see one template. Then I will come back again with the explanation. So here the cluster got created in Google Cloud. So it's showing green. The cluster is up and running with 3 worker nodes. So, okay, let's go inside and connect the cluster. Kubernetes cluster, say connect. Okay, copy this command, say run in Cloud Shell. Wait for a few seconds so that the cloud command shell will open. Okay, so now you execute this command. Okay, and whenever you are going to start any hands-on, the first thing is, how about the cluster and their state, the worker node and state. So get nodes. See here, all nodes in clusters are ready state, which is really good sign. But this window is a small window, looks like. So I'm opening this command line window in another shell, which is really easy to see all commands. It's in a bigger console. Okay, now first we will see how to install Helm. Before that, I will remove any existing stuff. Okay, now go here and download the binary Helm executable. So we have downloaded, right? So let's extract it because it's a tar.gz format. So let's extract it, and then we will move it to the binary directory user local bin. Now run Helm version to make sure what version you have. So version 3.4.1. This is what I just given some time back. What version, what documentation you are going to use it as a hands-on, right? Understanding the concept is different, but when you go to actual POC, actual concept, the documentation what you have, please ensure the version you have it in your lab, right? So we have version 3.4.1, which is good. And also make sure you install this utility. I will tell you why. Sudo this tree utility, because I want to show you the Helm directory structure in a very easiest way. Go back to the step. Now we are going to create a project. Again, remember, before I issue the command, I am a fresher. I don't know any structure and I don't know the syntax, everything. So I just started, right? So let ask machine. So it's got created. Now, if you say ls, there is a directory. But if you go ls -l command, say project one, again you need to go inside directory. So I don't want to do that. I want to have a overall view. Say tree project one. If you can compare this with this, it will be easiest way to recollect. Okay, so if you go back to the output, so here inside this name you can define, right? So there is a chart.yaml template directory. Under that there is a deployment.yaml, horizontal part autoscaling.yaml, ingress.yaml. So you have multiple YAML files, right? So if you have this in the easiest way without any memorization or documentation reference, it will be really easy to learn it, right? So this file, if you go inside, all default syntax also will be there, which is a really good thing, right? Even values.yaml also, all sample values also will be there. All you need to do is you need to make sure in each file according to your environment are fine. If it is if need to be changed, you change it, or else you leave it. So this is the skeleton for this file. Each value, each environment, each project, you keep change according to this values for particular environment or particular release which we are going to deploy. Correct? So let's open one or two files. I'll show you how it looks like. So cat, the project name, and templates. Okay, we'll go with the service, right? Service.yaml file. Okay, so in this file, if you look at, there is a API version, kind, and metadata specification and all, right? Can we go back to some previous class files? So this is the class 6. service. You can take any previous class files, YAML file. So come down. Can you take this section alone, put it in service.yaml file? Exactly same. What we are saying in Helm, create, and the project, the same. But only thing is, if you understand, if you look at the difference, I'll go back here. See, here there is a variables. They given a variables, not hard coded the value, right? Because if you put it all these values in values.yaml, this will override. So this skeleton can be reusable to any release, any environment. This is how you need to keep match while learning, right? So let's open some more file. I will show you cat, say project one, and say template, say deployment. See deployment. If I go here, there is a deployment class. So let's go to the deployment class. Okay, open any of the YAML file, say deployment this YAML file. So exactly this, but not with the hardcode value. If you slowly match one by one, there will be a dynamic value. All these values we have to map it with cat project one, say values.yaml. So in this file also already sample values are there, but what you need, you change it. Okay, and come down. We are going to search some stable repository because we need some repository to search all Helm charts and packages, everything, right? So I'm going to say search. So there is no repositories configured, correct? First, we need to configure the repository, right? So go here. I'm going to add this stable repository. So open this link in another window. So far this repository, most of the learning perspective or most of the charts is available. You get to know what is happening. So I'm going to add this. So stable repository has been added. Now run the same command. You will get the all outputs, right? So go back to the step, come down. So now installing a chart, before installing a chart, better you update. That is the always advisable. Update it. Yes. So now our repository is up to date. Come down. Now search command. So let's search hub. It will search everything with all URLs, repository URLs, everything, right? So what I'm saying is, I need some particular chart and repository and some packages, right? So come down. We will take the HTTPD, right? Take this and go here. Okay, and I want, someone is asking, okay, we need Nginx. So this is how you need to add only what you need. So let's go back the HTTPD. So now we got 3, right? But you don't memorize this this part and all, like what we need to add, this and all you don't need to memorize. Okay, you search it, and from this you click what you want and go to here. Make sure first the repository is there available, and then install. Click the install. Now you copy this. So this is the way you no need to keep remember anything, right? So on the fly you can do what you want. So now added. Now I want to install it. So we are installing this. Now you run this Helm list. So now only one, right? kubectl get all, right? -o wide. See here. So it started, it's deployed all the part, it got deployed, right? So now it got deployed as a node port, right? So it is deployment 3. And the same way what we did in previous Kubernetes, right? The Helm chart is seriously easy. In previous sessions, we created, of course, it was a ready-made YAML file, but the YAML file in a real time, you need to create. But those YAML files cannot be reutilized whenever you need. But these packages, if you create as a Helm package, you can use it for any time, any purpose. Only thing is, according to the release, you can change the values.yaml, right? So now go back to your steps, come down. So now we are going to, because some charts I already know this, but if you want, you can search like this, the same format what we explained now. Okay, so now come down. You can even uninstall this, okay. Again, if you check, everything will be almost getting removed, right? So go back to the step. Now we are going to show first what is there in this chat, right? So go here, what is there in this chat? So this chart is going for coming from this GitHub. All configuration is located in GitHub. So open this and keep it. I'll tell you why. Okay, and then I want to install this chart. Go back to the step. So install this. So this chart is getting installed, and there is some domain name. Remember, this chart in this file, service.yaml file, they have mapped with www.example.com, right? So we have deployed. Now we need load balancer IP, right? So what you need to do, you need to run the same command and wait for the public address. External IP, it's pending. So wait for some time, you will get it. So in order to wait, keep running this command. We know this command will do the trick. So let's check this automatically. Yes. So we got the IP, right? So copy this and go here and copy this and say go. So default backend, right? So there is something wrong in the URL, right? So slash health z. So there is a keep alive enabled URL because it's a dummy URL. So it is working. It is actually deployed. So how do you get this, right? So whenever you are deploying anything, just to explore the repository what they have. Okay, go for values. I already mentioned in the step. Okay, I already mentioned in the steps, right? So here, search the path. Say path. If you want, you can come down. See. So using this, you can at least ensure whatever you did, it's correct or not, right? So this is the way you can deploy this and work. So this is the IP address, but what domain name they mapped? They mapped with example.com, right? So what I'm saying is example.com is something different domain, but they have assigned the same domain. In that case, go to your Unix means etc host, Windows means C:\Windows system32 drivers etc. Open your services file. Don't do this in your office laptop because office laptop doesn't have the administrator privilege to this directory. So make sure you do this in your personal laptop. So click this and come down. Sorry, not this. Say host file. I clicked the wrong file. So go here, and what is the public IP address? This is the public address we got, right? So copy this file, go here and replace this and save. Okay, so now if I access this domain, right? If I access this domain, so this is a way you need to test this, whether you are doing correct way or you are getting some error. So this is how you need to practice one by one, right? So go here and we are uninstalling this. Go back to this and say not this. So uninstall this project. So the uninstall will remove everything. Will remove everything, the resources. So it's fine. Come down. So we are going for another project. So this project. So I'm just trying to explain how easy if you create a Helm chart way of packaging. So copy this. Go here. One more advice is, till you get some comfort level in Helm chart packaging, whenever you install any test charts, whatever output you are getting, better put it in your notepad. I'll tell you why. Say for example, if you want to deploy this in different namespace, right? So create namespace kubectl. Okay, create namespace. Say for example, Cloud Unlock. Okay, or say CNL. Okay, now if you type this, I want to install this chart, where namespace CNL. If you do this, okay, sorry, there is a typo. So I want to deploy this in CNL namespace. Wait for it. So if you carefully observe this command, the namespace is CNL. But if I give this, if you don't give anything, right, automatically the output also will not come with the default domain namespace, right? So don't get confused. So always better to go with the default, as well as another time you deploy with different namespace and observe the difference for this command. So now copy this command, okay, and say paste it, enter. So now I'm going to copy this and paste it. So we got the external IP. If you run kubectl get space kubectl space get space, this command, kubectl get space all space, what is the namespace here? -n the CNL. So if you type this, this external IP will be shown in the output. So now we will go with the other commands. We are exporting the users and we need the password. We don't know what is the password. So we are retrieving the password using this command. So we got the password, we know the username, and now access this URL. So, but we cannot edit it. If I want to edit, if we want to edit, go for a login, say user and password, just type something, say login. You cannot. So what password we got? This is the password we got. Copy this and put it here, say login. You are able to log in now. That means whatever you deployed. So this, if you want to go with a manual way of deployment, the same configuration, it is really time consuming. You need to create a lot of files. But as a packaging, you can deploy n number of times with different values.yaml file. This is how you need to understand and learn from hands-on, right? So go here. So you can, if you want, you can say uninstall Helm list. What all is there? Okay, Helm list. If you want to uninstall the same command, you can run it for, what is the name we deployed? The doc wiki, right? So you can test this and ensure sometimes the password will not be retrieved. So make sure the typo error, you have missed out anything in this command. And also there will be a normal issue. This namespace, okay, if you deployed in the default namespace, make sure this kube-system or kube-default. So this namespace, better you go with the dedicated namespace. The command should be correct without any typo issue to retrieve your password. Stay tuned. We will come up with further sessions. Thanks for everyone.